Peace and love, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, please like and subscribe. And I am your host, Queen Tamara. Welcome, everyone. Peace and love. I hope everyone is feeling abundantly well at this time. It is a beautiful day. And today I wanted to have our session a little bit earlier because I have actually a webinar at the normal scheduled time that we have Ask the Herbalist Hour. So I decided to do the live a little bit earlier this evening. And I am super excited about today's topic. And I chose today's topic because I know that life comes at you fast and unexpected things happen sometimes, or things happen that are not quite how we planned them. So, with that said, we still want to be able to navigate our way through situations like that. And there are some people that have misconceptions that, if you're a spiritual person or if you're on a spiritual path with your life, that somehow makes you immune to human experiences and life's challenges. And I am here to tell you that it does not. You can still have a bunch of issues and problems. You may not have the same problems that the people who are not so much on a spiritual path or who are not conscious. You may not have the same problems that they have, but you are going to have issues, problems. Things will happen as you live in this world, and we all are learning our way through this and growing and developing. And as we go through this life, we're going to face different things, and how we handle them and how we look at it, or our perception, is what will help us get through those challenging times. And so, to begin, one of the first things that we want to do whenever we're facing any type of hardship or challenge, remember to stay positive. Remember to stay positive. Choose a positive outcome. If you're someone who has had a history of trauma, or have recovered from trauma or PTSD or other challenges similar to that, such as myself, you will sometimes find yourself slipping back into negative thinking when something happens. You may find yourself starting to go within, kind of like crouch into your little shell and start feeling negative emotions, feeling traumatized. You may have what would seem like a relapse, for lack of a better term, and succumb to negative thinking. But you remember, part of your healing journey is to stay positive. And with being positive, always choose to see a positive outcome in every situation. Even though you may not see it initially when things are happening, but keep that positive frame of mind. Always stay positive. Remember, there will be a positive outcome to every situation. Speak positive and speak life over the situation. Speak into existence what you want to see and what you want to experience. So let's say if you have a bad situation, let's say, one of my close friends, car broke down a couple of weeks ago, and then the next day the car was stolen. And so, yes, that looks like a really bad situation, but on the bright side, the car had some issues. And so now they have to look for another car, but they would have been in a different financial situation if they had paid for all the things that was wrong with that car when it broke down and then it was stolen. So on the bright side, and we're always going to choose the brighter side. On the bright side, someone stole that car, but they actually stole a lot of problems from my friend, versus looking at, oh, woe is me. I don't have a car now. What am I going to do? He could have chosen that road, but he chose a different road. And so we're always going to be choosing the high road, the positive road. If you're in a state and you don't see the positive in the situation, it's good to just be alone for a little while until you can, what I would say, come up for air. I know I'm using a lot of metaphors and stuff tonight, but when you just spend some time alone so that you can process and so that you can think straight through everything, and then you'll start to see the positive in that situation. So speak positive into the situation, and how you feel will determine what kind of outcome you're going to have. Because like the example with the friend with the stolen car, he could have chosen, to cry about it, to be sad, depressed, be like, oh no, my car broke down, then it's stolen, I don't have anything to drive, what am I going to do, woo, woo, woo. But he chose to look at it from a different perspective. That car had a lot of issues. It was going to cost a whole lot to get it fixed, almost like getting a new car. Now he's relieved of that burden, and he can go ahead and get the new car, which is what he needed anyway. So look for the good in the situation. Stay positive. Even if you can't, family, find a good outcome in the situation that you find yourself in. You still hold on to the positive outcome mentality and think positive. Okay. Next thing that you can do, making the most out of a bad situation, is tap into your spiritual tools to help you in difficult times. I have said this many, many times in many of these videos, lives, and also on Plugged In Radio on the Healing Cipher, is to remember to tap into your spiritual tools. Your spirit. We even had a whole video on developing your spiritual tool. Your spiritual tools is what is going to help you through everything in life. And what I mean by spiritual tools for the new people is things that you use to help your spiritual growth and development. Just like your physical body has its needs, and you feed the physical body, water, food, hopefully it's vegan, sunlight, you get lots of rest for your physical exercise. Well, your spiritual self also needs food and nourishment. Thank you, Monster Shannon. Peace and love. Ashe, thank you for joining us, and thank you for your support. Peace and love. Thank you. Gratitude. So just like the physical body it has its needs, your spiritual body, or your spiritual self, your spirit, your soul also has its needs, and it needs to be fed, not just spiritual practices, things like prayer, meditation, fasting, practicing zikr, chants, mantras, reading scriptures, whatever spiritual practices that you do, that needs to be a regular part of your life. And that is something that you can tap into and pull as a resource in difficult times. So whatever your spiritual practice is, doesn't matter what your religious beliefs or spiritual beliefs are, you have tools that you can use, that you can always pull on and tap into, that can help you through difficult, challenging experiences, and to help fortify you at those times. So look at it as that. Whatever difficult situations you're going to, what is it that you can do spiritually to help uplift yourself and to help pull yourself out of a difficult situation? So always remember that those spiritual practices and those spiritual tools are there for your disposal, and they're there for you to use to help yourself. All right, the next thing you can do, making the most out of a bad situation, is always watch your mouth. Watch what you're saying, because your word can be your wand. That is a fact. That's not a belief. What you say has an effect on not only yourself, your person, but on other people as well. So only speak positive over situations, even when it looks bad, even when it feels negative. Speak the positive in it. Use your mouth to speak only good, only positive, only righteous, only uplifting things. Keep the vibration high. Your mouth can be your wand, as I said, so always remember to use it wisely. The power of the word, the spoken word, is very, very significant. What you say affects how you feel, how other people feel as well, because that's how powerful the word is. So don't speak and listen to woe is me talk when something challenging happens, or like I said, life comes at you fast and things, unexpected happen sometimes. Say positive things or uplifting things. If you can't find the positive in the situation, say something that's uplifting, that's inspiring, that's motivating yourself and others through the difficult time or through the challenging time. Don't even use words like difficult. Say challenging, or during this time, find something good to say about it, or speak, high vibration words and over the situation. If you're going through a challenging time, monitor what you're thinking and saying. Don't keep replaying it in your mind, and don't keep repeating and saying the bad things that are happening, because it will create an atmosphere of negativity around you, and it will just make you feel worse. And if other people are going through this with you, they need the support, they need the upliftment that you can bring and that you can give by being the person that provides the high vibrational speech and talk. So remember to use the power and the miracle of the words that you use by saying high vibrating things, and just monitor your mind chatter. A lot of us struggle with negative thoughts, struggle with thoughts that are defeating us. So conquer that and focus on thinking positive, thinking high vibrational thoughts, thinking things that motivate and inspire you. You have to remember this life journey, you are the hero of your life story. So what would the hero do in difficult or challenging times? There I go again, or challenging times. Focus on how you would navigate your hero self through this situation. What would you say to motivate the hero? What would you do? So just be really mindful and really careful of what you say, because the words do have power. Words do have a frequency and create a frequency. Words can create worlds. Words can create worlds. And so always be really careful and mindful of what you say. And when you're being mindful of what you say, that's going to make you mindful of your thoughts, because your thoughts condition your words. So you have to focus on that, work on that. That's something that is also a work in progress for myself. So work on that. Work on speaking life, speaking abundance, speaking prosperity, speaking love, speaking healing, speaking regeneration, speaking lots of positivity over situations. Next step with making the most out of out of challenging situations, is take control of the challenge as best you can so that you feel empowered. If it's a situation that feels out of your control, find a way to get control over the situation so that the situation doesn't have control over you. Like the example I gave of the friend whose car broke down, and then the next day someone the car was stolen. So he took charge of the situation as best he could. Once the car broke down, they discovered it was missing. He reported it. He discovered it had not been told, but in fact stolen. Then he decided to resolve himself of that situation by taking control and start to do what was necessary to get another vehicle. So that was his way of taking control of a challenging situation. Some situations feel so difficult that we feel we don't have a choice in the matter. We feel that um, we're just limited, and you may feel trapped. But remember, that is um, part of getting control of your thoughts and your mind. So get control of your thoughts, your mind. Even if you have to be alone for a while so that you can do that, then do that. Because sometimes when you're around other people in situations, they all start talking, the woe is me and the negativity, and then it becomes a reality for you. So take control of the situation the best way that you can, the safest way that you can, so that you feel that you're not powerless and that you do have some control over the situation, so you can make better decisions. And a lot of times in a challenging situation, it's best for you to be alone for a while so that you can make decisions by yourself without the input from others that may not be as positive. Um, some people, that's just how they radiate, and that's all that they know. So they're going to be saying things sometimes that may not be for your highest good in this situation. And it's best that sometimes you are alone in challenging times. um, Remember that you are a powerful cosmic being during these challenging situations, and that you will find an answer. You will find a solution to any problem. Remember that. Don't ever feel like the problem has you. You get a hold of the problem, whatever it is. This will make you feel empowered. This will make you feel a sense of worthiness, that you're not succumbing to the situation, and that you're not defeated, because there's nothing worse than that feeling of defeat. And it's like it's almost like quicksand, and you don't want to get into that space. You want to be able to pull yourself out of any situation. Remember that you have the power, and you can and will find a solution to any situation that you face. Another thing that you can do is allow yourself time to grieve, to be sad, to be angry, to be frustrated, whatever the emotion is that you're feeling. And it's okay to feel that. It's okay not to be okay. And feel whatever, allow yourself the opportunity to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, but don't remain there. And you got to have like a turn off switch or valve to know when you're crossing the borderline. So it's okay if a situation arises that you feel like you have no control over, something challenging just happened. you know um you may have been terminated from a job. A relationship may have a romantic relationship may have just come to an abrupt end. You may have found out some unsettling news, a natural disaster, illness, accident. I mean, it's so many things that could happen. And allow yourself time to feel whatever it is that you're feeling, whatever emotions are coming to the surface: grief, anger, sadness, you know, even frustration, rage, whatever it is. Allow yourself to feel those feelings, allow them to subside. Tap into your spiritual tools um, to help you process those feelings, and but don't allow them to inundate you with sorrow and sadness, or put you in a space where you can't make a decision and you can't think straight. So go ahead and allow those feelings to pass, and get back on your positive side of this journey and what you're going to do to empower yourself. Next, create some new goals. If you're having a challenging time in your life, or if you're going through a challenging situation, set a goal. What is the goal? What are you striving to achieve through this situation? If this situation has thrown a wrench into your overall goals, then it's time to change them and create some new ones. The goals that you have, are they conducive to who you are now? If you're going through something, and if it's a temporary situation or a long-term situation, look at your goals. What goals do you have for yourself? And are these the goals that you want, or are they the wishes of others? Take time to sit and examine that. How will they help you in your journey, your current goals? Is it time to adjust them, or is it time to create whole new ones? And sometimes in the process of looking at our goals and examining them or creating new ones, we'll find a ray of hope and sunshine in that situation. And that will help us to navigate our way and escape any negative thinking when we're going through challenges. So let me think of an example. Um, let's say you had a job that you may not have been very happy with. It was just something that paid the bills. You knew it was temporary. And let's say you got um, terminated from the job. Maybe the job came to an end or whatever. And that may have come as a shock to you, but you have to quickly get back on your feet and start thinking, what is my plan A? What is my plan B? If you don't have one, now it's time to create one, if since you lost a job. So start thinking about, well, what is it that you didn't like about that job, and what is your ideal job? Think about what is it that you really want to do to make a living. The other job might have been something you were just doing to make ends meet and barely living. So now let's think about what is it that you would like to do to make a living, and how can that support you and your new, the new person that you're becoming. Did that old job, was it satisfying? Was it something you just did for a paycheck? So start thinking about what you can do different now that it is let you go. How can you exercise this new freedom that you have? What can you do differently? So set some goals for you. Look at what you would want a job to give you besides just income. Do you want something that gives you more freedom? Do you want something that allows you to travel? Do you want something that is flexible? Think about all those things and set goals, and then start striving towards fulfilling those goals. That will not only make you feel empowered over this situation, but it will also make you feel like you're in charge of your life, that you're in charge of your destiny, and you won't feel so sad and so defeated because you are making decisions for yourself and you're moving towards achieving those goals. And that is really going to help you. The next one is being an alchemist. Being an alchemist. I call it turning water to wine. Being an alchemist it's being an alchemist means that you can change any situation to something else. You can make, that's saying, make, take lemons and make lemonade. So if life throws lemons at you, you make lemonade. So with being an alchemist, being a spiritual alchemist, you are going to make miracles happen. You can make miracles every day in your life. Expect them. When you get up in the rise, and expect miracles every day. So if a situation comes your way that you didn't expect, you turn it around into something positive, or turn it into something that you really want. If it's unexpected and it's not quite what you were looking for, find the courage and find the willpower through some of the steps that I just suggested, and turn that situation around into something positive. Find a different way to do things. When you do something differently, you get a different outcome. So that is what I mean by alchemy when it comes to situations like this: how to turn it around, how to create what appears to be something from nothing. Everything starts with an idea, and we give birth to ideas every day, and we create from these ideas. So be a conscious creator of your life as you practice alchemy in your own personal life. All right. And lastly, do not accept any kind of defeat. I know it's tempting sometimes to get in that space when things are happening so fast and so unexpected, but do not accept defeat. Do not feel like you're done. You want to throw in the towel. It's always a different, um, it's always light at the end of the tunnel. And if you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel and the tunnel seems dim, then you be the light in the tunnel. Remember that you have the power. You can find solutions to all of your problems. It just begins with doing things different and looking at it from a spiritual or a higher vantage point perspective. Um, for example, let's say when you live in let's say you live in an apartment building. Life is kind of like a high-rise apartment building. And if you have a basement level apartment and you look out the windows, you're going to see the street level and you can barely see anything else. But if your apartment is on the penthouse or the top level of the building and you look out the windows, you see a totally different view. Same building, but different view. You see the view of the rooftops of other buildings. You can see across the city. You can see the horizon. You can see so much more. So you're going to raise yourself from the basement level of thinking to the penthouse level or the rooftop level of thinking and look at it from a higher vantage point with a different view, with a higher, more majestic, more empowered view. And that will help you get through your situations. So I hope this information was helpful. It's also stuff that I do myself. Um, you got to practice what you teach. And sometimes learning from my own challenges helps me to help and assist someone else through it. And we're all here to learn from each other and to share our experiences. If there's any questions that you have, or you just need some assistance or guidance, send me an email, astralhealingarts@yahoo.com, or you can hit me up on the email on my website. I hope this was very helpful to each and every one of you. Thank you all for your continued support, your continued love, and I look forward to next week's live. Peace and great blessings. Thank you.